This is 6 Minutes, the seriously international daily newscast. It's Monday, June 23rd. I'm Anne-Sophie Gonini. It's dawn in a raining Panama while the day is coming to an end in hot and sticky Singapore. Here in the Worldcrunch newsroom in Paris, it's cloudy and just after midday. These are the latest headlines. A suicide bombing at a Damascus church kills 22. Spain reaches a defense spending deal with NATO ahead of the alliance's annual summit. And our daily quiz question is about a world record set in Thailand. Our top story today is Iran's threat of retaliation following the US strikes on its nuclear sites over the weekend. The attack marked the biggest US military action against the Islamic Republic since the 1979 revolution. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei sent his foreign minister to Moscow on Monday to ask President Vladimir Putin for more help from Russia, as US President Donald Trump floated the possibility of leadership change in Iran. Meanwhile, Iran's nuclear facility of Fordo was hit again on Monday in an Israeli attack. In our More Than a Minute feature today, French political analyst Pierre Haski looks at how the US intervention in Iran has strengthened Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's position. His France Inter piece was translated by Worldcrunch, and the English audio was produced with automated voice technology. Pierre, tell us about this strategic shift.
Les États-Unis ont utilisé pas moins de 125 avions, no fewer than 125 aircraft, including the famed B-2 stealth bombers, to carry out multiple strikes on Iranian nuclear sites overnight early Sunday local time. This marks a major turning point in a war that is bound to still hold surprises. Even so, some immediate lessons can already be drawn from this escalation in the Middle East. The first is that the undisputed master of the regional power game is now Benjamin Netanyahu. Scorned at home after the security disaster of October 7th, 2023, the Israeli Prime Minister can now claim to have, in just 20 months, decapitated the Palestinian militant group Hamas and Lebanon's Hezbollah, destroyed the Syrian army following Bashar al-Assad's fall, and just 10 days ago launched the war against the Islamic Republic of Iran, a campaign he has dreamt of waging for nearly 2 decades. Just last year, US President Joe Biden had vetoed Israeli strikes on Iran's nuclear program. Not only did Netanyahu persuade his successor Donald Trump to let him proceed, but he also managed to bring in Trump alongside Israel to strike, outside any legal framework, sites that only American firepower could reach.
What can he do with that power?
This is unprecedented and represents a genuine strategic shift, granting Netanyahu unparalleled influence. Consider how much the landscape has changed. Just months ago, the US was still pursuing a diplomatic resolution that would include a reconciliation between Israel and Saudi Arabia, the missing piece of the Abraham Accords that saw several Arab nations recognize the Jewish state. That paradigm has now shifted. Israel finds itself the hegemonic power in the Middle East, having demonstrated military supremacy and renewed its influence over Trump's America. Just 2 months ago, Trump was on a triumphant tour of the Gulf without even stopping in Israel, and gave a sweeping speech condemning interventionists who acted in complex societies they didn't even understand. He appeared to be turning his back, just as he had promised, on the military adventurism of the past. What's most astonishing over the past 10 days is Netanyahu's ability to convince Trump to follow him. The US president may boast of the success of American air power, but in the Middle East, it is Netanyahu who is reaping the rewards.
Is this success sustainable?
That is the central question. Like Trump, Netanyahu believes in peace through strength, but so far he has not demonstrated political acumen to match the power of Israel's military and intelligence services. He may be the master of the game, but what are the rules? Force is a means, not an end, nor solution in itself. More than in Iran, which has been severely weakened, the real test lies in Gaza. Even as warplanes pound Iran, the Palestinian tragedy continues, with daily deaths at food distribution sites and no political resolution in sight. Israel can maintain its dominance through force for some time, but its long-term integration into the region, especially with Saudi Arabia, will inevitably require a political arrangement, particularly for the Palestinians. Netanyahu surely knows the familiar saying, a war is easier to start than it is to finish. It may come back to haunt him.
In other news, at least 22 people were killed after a suicide bomber detonated an explosive vest inside a Greek Orthodox church on Sunday in Damascus. According to Syria's interior ministry, the attacker was affiliated with the jihadist group Islamic State, or ISIS. Spain struck a deal with NATO ahead of the military alliance's annual summit on Tuesday. The agreement will allow Spain to avoid spending 5% of its GDP on defense spending, despite pressure from US President Donald Trump on NATO members to ramp up their defense budget. We're closing things out today with our daily quiz question. Which world record was broken over the weekend during a festival in the Thai city of Phuket? Is it A. Longest scuba diving session, B. Loudest bass at a DJ set, C. Most Hokkien noodles served, or D. Quickest Muay Thai fight? The correct answer is C. The Thai city of Phuket set a Guinness World Record for the largest number of people simultaneously stir-frying Hokkien noodles at this year's Phuket Peranakan Festival. In total, 846 bowls of Hokkien noodles were served. That's the latest from around the world. For more of the best of the international press delivered exclusively in English, visit us at worldcrunch.com. We'll see you here tomorrow. À demain!